and welcome back. How are you doing? We're doing good, we're doing good. Of course we're doing good. It's a Thursday. Hello. I've got a great video in store again for you guys. You absolutely loved the AI build challenge that we did a couple weeks ago. So we brought it back. We're going back to Chat GPT and we're gonna ask it for another challenge. We're gonna build it. We're gonna see what chaos ensues because you know it's gonna be chaotic. It's me. But yeah, let's get straight into the video and see what we come up with. Okay, so here we go, guys. I asked Chat GPT to make me a fun Sims 4 build challenge, and this is what it came up with. We gotta build a tiny home for a big family. That means 8 Sims have to live here, and it's gotta be on a 30 by 20 lot or smaller. That's tiny. I can't build tiny, so here we go. Wish me luck. The home has to be no larger than 100 tiles, must include 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. Each bedroom must have a minimum of 2 beds. Outdoor spaces can be an extra 25 tiles, must be fully functional and provide all the necessary things. 2 adults, 6 children, budget at 50k, and also if we make it off the grid, we get extra bonus points for it. So yeah, okay, here we go. Right, here we are. We're building in Copperdale. I've decided to build in this itty bitty lot down here. You can see it's a beautiful lot. You've got the Ferris wheel in the background and stuff. You'll see when we jump on in. But yeah, it's tiny. I don't build tiny. This is me just playing around with shapes. I had this in my brain. I had this idea that I wanted like a glass roof area. I was like, I want the downstairs, because that's the social area. I want the downstairs to be larger than the upstairs. Because I figured, you know, most of the family, they're going to be spending all their time in this communal area. Here's that glass roof I was talking about. I don't know why. I was so fixated on, I want this glass skylight moment. I don't know why. No idea. Don't know what possessed me this day, but I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. In fact, I could have used that as an outdoor balcony space, but ignore me. This was real smart. I'm gonna say big brain power here. I didn't have enough tiles to fit a staircase in unless we did a ladder. So what you see me doing here instead is we're actually building the staircase outside the house, and we're going to use windows to trick the eye into thinking it's indoors. It's like an indoor outdoor staircase, but it's definitely outdoors. So you can see me here making a fake wall. It looks really effective. It keeps in that boxy shape of the house, so it looks like it's intentional, like it's meant to be. But I can assure you it's outside. If your Sims go out there, they will think they are outside. But it was really effective and I really enjoyed it as a way of like claiming back some extra tiles, because as you can see, we're at the top of the 100 tile limit. So it was very difficult for me, especially for 8 Sims to live here. I thought I'd use this battening. Never really used it before. I was like, we're going modern, we're going eco, let's give it a go. Upstairs it's a nightmare. All right, have you tried to fit 8 Sims into a tiny build? It's difficult. I will say right now that the upstairs, I probably didn't do it the best justice it could have had. If you can figure out how to fit these beds in better, I would appreciate it. But I've tried my best, and you'll see it when we delve in a little bit longer. Here I am adding some more battening. You saw I also replicated the windows up there just to mimic what was happening with that staircase, even though the upstairs hallway is indoors. I did want to try and make it outdoors to claim extra tiles, but I couldn't. So this is what we're doing. The roofs again, I went through a journey with the roofs because I was like, I don't know how to build modern. This feels very tricky to me. But in the end, we end up going for, I think it's a grass roof in the end. Yeah, there you go. At the moment, they're looking a bit like pencils. We do curve that off in the end to make it look a little bit more, you know, unique and more one with nature. Here I am just adding some stone tiling under the stairs. Again, making it feel like it's indoors, giving it like its own little, almost like a glass aquarium for your staircase. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. I'm adding in the country kitchen cabinets. Don't judge me, okay? I know I said I'm building modern and eco. I love these cabinets. I'll use these cabinets in every single build till I die. Obviously, we're gonna go for a big sectional sofa. We've got 8 Sims. This is an awkward space. What else was I meant to do? Dream Home Decorator was coming in there with the sofa that I needed. Country kitchen is beautiful. The Smeg fridge. I want a Smeg fridge in real life. I think they're gorgeous, delightful, beautiful refrigerators. I need one. We're doing the classic chopping board hack here. If you guys haven't seen this on TikTok, that bin is still fully functional. We're just making it look like a chopping board instead. You just take the fancy bin, you raise it up, it looks perfect. It looks pretty spectacular. Here I am trying to work out a table situation. I tried various dining tables, which I cut out. I spent about an hour trying to figure out a dining table situation for in here. Instead, we used island counters. We made a little breakfast bar instead. Really effective, but it took me an hour to come up with this. It took so long, way longer than I cared to admit, but it's really effective. Add in some greenery, bringing that outdoors in vibe with nature. We got our bathroom. This bathroom had to really work for us, so we've gone in with a freestanding shower and kind of made our own shower unit, I guess. Really effective if you want to create something a little bit different for your builds rather than the pre-built shower cubicles that already come in the game. This is really effective. It looks super cute. It looks very bougie in my opinion, but maybe that's just me. But by using a window, we kind of make that glass there. All the warm browns, I think, really work with the greens and the neutrals we got going on in the rest of the house. Again, I'm using a little bit of a hack here. We're raising these sinks up and hiding them in a counter. Because I was like, I don't like the sink options that are available to me, especially as this has to be off the grid. You're very limited to what plumbing you can use. So we had to get creative. And I think these ones were from Tiny Home, this sink. And I've just popped it in a counter. We've done a double sink moment because I think his and her sinks look incredible. I love them so much. We've gone a little bit fun with the mirrors here. Again, just to make it look a little unusual. I feel like when you have a tiny home, you gotta get creative with the styling. I cannot fill this with as much plants as I want. You do see me try and add some plants, but not as many as I would like, because otherwise it's just too cluttered and it's not gonna work. Here we go. This is one of the few plants that I include in this build, and it pains me not to include more. A little bit in the shower. I don't know if that would be weird. I thought it looked hella cute, but you guys tell me if you think that's weird. Right, the bedroom situation. I told you guys the bedroom situation leaves a lot to be desired, but I really did try my best to think outside the box. Now, in the rules, each bedroom has to have at least 2 beds. So for the parents' bedroom, we added a bassinet. I was like, you know what, let's get around this with a little loophole. We're gonna add a bassinet in there. They can get to it as well because they've got that half tile to walk down. But yeah, 3 Sims can then sleep in this room. You've got your parents and a baby. Bish bash bosh. Also love the blue color scheme with the wood and the fluffy rug. Again, we're off the grid. I've had to use candle lighting. I don't know if that's the best choice, but I never build off the grid. So here we are getting a little bit creative. I was like, okay, we got these weird notches in this room. We'll pad it out with a little bit of clutter. Now we have these 2 rooms, which are obviously going to be for the children. And again, we had to get a little bit creative with the sleeping arrangements. Oh, I cut a lot out that you guys you're not gonna see here, but I really started to hate these bedrooms. So that one in the middle is gonna be for 2 toddlers, nice and easy. This one we said would be for 2 teenagers and an infant. So you'll see I'll put a crib in here as well in a second, just to give all stages of life. You know, they just kept popping the kids out. But again, off the grid, so we got to get creative with the lighting. Also, this middle bedroom doesn't have any windows because it's in the middle of the house. So what we end up doing, I think you'll see it in a second, we end up giving it a massive skylight. I think it would be pretty awesome to have like your whole ceiling a skylight. Yeah, here we go. I think it'd be really cool, especially on a rainy day. Maybe not for you guys. For me, I would love it. I think it would look really nice. But we're just cutting out that room's ceiling. And we're just going to add nice, beautiful little skylight in there so they can at least have daylight and not feel like they're in a closet. Because there was no window. There was no window for this room. But we're going to match it to that skylight I've already got over the living room just to make it feel a little cohesive. And I think it works as well with that wall paneling on the side that we have for the stairs and that upper layer as well. I think it's effective. You may disagree. But yeah, it was very difficult. This was a tricky, one of my trickiest builds, I would say. So there we go. Nice little skylight. I'm becoming a pro at doing these now. They used to cause me so much stress and pain, but there we go. Look at that. Adorable. Super cute, super effective. And now they will get daylight in their bedroom. Not that I think they'll be in there too much in the day. I think the bedrooms, because of the size of them, you would purely use for sleeping. Oh look, there's a little seagull. A little seagull. Adorable. So yeah, so that's how you do a skylight, guys. Obviously we have to be eco-friendly as well, and we're off the grid, so I'm adding some solar panels. Cute little trick is you can size these down just by one and you can fit 4 in the same size as 1. Real handy little tip there for you, especially for me because I need to make this as efficient as possible. We're gonna go into the kitchen now and do some clutter. You know this chopping board I told you about? Well, we're gonna add a little bit more clutter, make it more believable as a chopping board. So we just add in the pumpkin carving knife on there because some of the other knives in the game look a little bit too sharp for my liking. This one not so much, so we added that in. We've added some debug fruit and veg kind of bits. This also is in debug. It's like a muffin tin for like, I guess it's got Yorkshire puddings in it at the moment, but I was like, that's adorable. I love that. I mean, although there's 8 Sims in this house, there's only 6 Yorkshire puddings. But then I guess one's a baby and one's a toddler. Or an infant. It's fine. So here I am. I was having great fun in this stream, just going through all the debug items. They just really help add a little bit of personality to your build. I do have the BBB mod, the Better Build By mod, which just helps organize it a little bit better so you guys can find what you're looking for in debug. And I love it. I think it adds like just a little extra pizzazz to it, a little bit extra. Feels like a whole new pack worth of items. Is it tricky to find something if you forgot where it is in debug? A little bit, but it's so worth it. If you can do the effort to find it, highly recommend. This is me just wanting to put the wine on top of the bread bin. So I'm lining up this shelf just so I can make sure it's at the right height. Otherwise things snap in the wrong place. So this is me just making sure, because space is an issue in a tiny build. So here we are, just adding that on the top there. Super cute. Love it, because I feel like these parents need to drink with all these kids in such a small house. We're going to do this something similar again with this dish rack because there's a lot of people that live in this house. I was like, let's just double up the dish rack a little bit. So we simply just overlap 2 of them just to make it look a little bit more full. And again, to accommodate as many Sims as there are living in this house, because I haven't given them a dishwasher or anything because again, it's off the grid. Water is a high price commodity here. Added in some little clutter utensils and I just think it looks really sweet. I would like this kitchen. I'm not sure if I would like this kitchen with 8 other Sims downstairs with me, but I would like this kitchen. I think it's adorable. I love those cookbooks. Those cookbooks came from the Cool Kitchen set, which is relatively new to me. I only recently got it. I love it. We're just gonna raise these up onto the fridge. Again, just add a little bit more personality because space is sparse here. Add in some more plants. I love the earthy tones in this. That's one thing I do like about doing like an eco-focused build is doing things like greens and browns, neutrals, just all those natural earthy tones. More plants. I was like, I need more plants. You guys already heard me complaining that I don't get enough plants in this build. Well, here I am adding some more because I deserve them. So these are the little wall plants here. These came from the Bloomin' Plants kit, which is one of the first kits I ever got because I'm obsessed with indoor plants. So I was like, yes, please. We got some saucepans. I like them in this gold brassy copper color rather than the black. The black seemed too harsh in my opinion. And also it matches the saucepan we put on the stove as well. Here we go for the living room. These are from the tiny home set. I literally sized one of these down to make it look like a nesting table. I think we've done this trick in quite a few builds recently, but it's super effective. This bookshelf as well, we play tested, is completely functional, even though the sofa is in front of it. Your Sims can still access it. They can access the books and bits on it. As you can see by the one that my Sim left there on the nesting table, because I wanted to make sure that the build would be functional for you guys if you did want to download it and play full-on chaos with 8 Sims in such a small build. I just don't know how I would get on. Maybe that's something we should do in one of the upcoming live streams. Just try and play in it. So here we are, adding more plants. Maybe I did add more plants than I realized. Gonna pop these in here. Super cute. Again, just using that little shelf trick to make sure we can get things at the right height is a lifesaver. Because sometimes when you like use your 9 and 0 key to like knock items up and down, they don't necessarily go exactly where the height of the furniture is that you want them to sit on. So that shelf is a fantastic little tip. I love this fireplace. Again, I think this came from the eco pack, this fireplace. It's super cool. Love it a lot. Adding some more plants, a little more details. The golds, again, adding more warmth. So we got golds, we got oranges, we got browns. It's a very cozy feeling house, which is what I want. I just want it to feel cozy and adorable. This shelf was adorable. I never came across this shelf before. I can't remember for the life of me what pack. I want to say it was kids room pack maybe. Same with these fairy lights. We wanted to give each of these teenagers like a proper personality, because it's like, how else are they supposed to express themselves in such a tiny house? So what we've done here is, you'll see it when we go back upstairs in a second, we really filled every single wall space by their bed to make it feel as personal as possible. Just adding a bit more clutter down here. I think we use the owls from the new Growing Together kit, or pack, sorry. I say kit, sometimes I mean pack. It's just a word that I use. I know it's the wrong word. I do apologize. Some more plants. Okay, you know what? Maybe I did way more plants than I realized. I take it back. I take it back. But it looks cute. So we're going to add some more in here. Again, in a tiny build, I just feel like use every single surface that's available to you. And that's okay. Embrace it. Embrace the clutter like I do. I always call myself a clutter goblin. We're just going to add a little candle on here. Just, again, make it feel cozy because they can't have actual lights in this house. So candles for everyone. Candles and lanterns, especially upstairs. We use a lot of lanterns. Same thing though. Same kind of vibe. So here we go. Just gonna sort out, again, there's that orange color that I was saying about, that warm tone. So we're gonna do that in this hallway. I couldn't add as many plants as I wanted because the hallway wasn't wide enough, but I certainly tried my best. Another one above the stairs. I don't know how they would water that one. Maybe it's a fake plant, this one, but I felt like it needed something. So here we go. Right, I think we're going to show you how we clutter up the teenagers' like bed space and stuff as well now. So we've got some trophies on the wall for them. Changing table. That changing table is a great space saver if you need one. I think it's more for public bathrooms, but it worked a treat in here. So here I'm going through all the various different like bits and bobs that we could use. I think these were high school packs and each swatch is so different. So I was like, you know what, let's maximize this. Use it as much as we can in here, and it looks so stinking cute. But yeah, I just want it to be really full of personality, because if you're two teenagers sharing a room with an infant, you're gonna need to express yourself. So that's what's happening here. Just lots of clutter, because if they're anything like me, you need clutter, right? I just want it to feel lived in. I don't think kids are very minimalist, even in a small house. So here we go, we're using everything. So under the bed storage, this is the toddler's room. I thought these butterflies were adorable. The problem is we're off the grid. So even though they're lit up now, when you play, they won't be lit up unless you reconnect this to the grid, but it's fine. I think they're adorable. Again, I use them in pretty much every build at the moment. If you saw Nook's Cranny, you would have seen this massively in the window displays for that because it looked adorable. We're adding some bunnies because, again, what are these kids meant to do? I can't exactly fit toys in here. So you know what? They can have pretty drawings all on the wall. Maybe their parents did this for them. Maybe they're stickers. I'm not sure. I think it looks cute though. Adding some more trees. Just more personality, basically, because it's just a small box. It's a green box otherwise. So we're just gonna add these all around. I think it's effective. You may not, but I think it's cute. But yeah, look at that. I think, yeah, adorable. Adorable. Now, if you remember in the rules, it said I can have a patio, but it has to be a maximum of 25 tiles. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm measuring out 25 tiles to make sure that I do not exceed that. We will be deleting this room, so we're under the 100 tile limit as the rules let us be. They're like, this is on top of the 100 tiles you're allowed. I just wanted to mark out so I can figure out my landscape and my terrain paint, because I'm all about landscaping at the moment. I find it so therapeutic. Obviously we're going to do a wiggly path because it's me. And I can't have anything straight in a build. So we're here just doing a little bit of a wiggle waggle. We're going to go in with some shading of the soil around the edges. I'm just tidying this up because I wasn't too keen on it. But yeah, just to make it feel like it flows with nature. I think anything too harsh when you're trying to do an eco build doesn't make sense. Here I'm just adding like that soil border to make it look like it's actually making contact with the grass. It's a great little tip. I do it around all the perimeter of the build. Any furniture I ever put outside, plants, I always do that little soil trim underneath just to make it look a little bit more believable and a bit more like dirt. And here we are, just padding out the front garden. Well, front garden, back garden, it's all just kind of melds into one. But basically what I do whenever I landscape is if I find a plant that I like, I will place like a whole bunch of it. As you can see there, I grab a plant I like and I dot it around various places. This is me just changing the lighting to make it more noticeable what we were doing. But yeah, I like to make lots of copies of it because it makes more sense that you would have more than one in your garden and keep that theme of flow going. So that's what I was doing there, and I think it looks really cute. Adding some trees. I think these might have been debug trees as well. Here's that patio area I was telling you about. So I used a fence to map it out so I could do my terrain paint and then delete the room. So now we're back under that 100 tile limit. These flower boxes are from debug. When I tell you, you guys need to go into debug. It's very overwhelming at first, but I promise you debug is so flipping worth it. I find so many cool little details in there that I think just really help tie an area together. Because that debug, I probably would have used hedges for this area. I don't think it would have looked as cute. I think the flower boxes really add just like I don't know, just an extra little something to it. I think it's adorable. Just gonna connect those pathways and more plants. Yeah, I really lied when I said I didn't do many plants in this build. I must have forgot about the garden. But it's cute. It's so cute. There we go. Just adding some more bushes everywhere. We had this weird gap here that I didn't know what to do with, and chat recommended a swing set. Again, hell yes, we have a lot of kids in this house. Let's add a swing set. So we're just going to add that here. We're going to make a little gap in all of this like shrubbery just to make another little path. I didn't want to remove anything. But we're just adding dirt, like where, you know, when people scuff their feet on a swing and stuff. So we're adding all those like little details to make it more believable. And I think that's where terrain paint really comes into its own. And I highly recommend doing it for bits like that. And now it's time for the tour. As you can see, it looks beautiful. We're in fall right now, which is why the plants aren't as vibrant. I still think it's adorable. It's just so full and I love it. I love it so much. Let's go into the house. This is the kitchen, guys. Look at it. Look how pretty it is with these bar stools here. I would be happy to sit here. I don't know if it would be the comfiest thing, but I would be happy to sit there and eat my food. All the clutter items, we've got plants everywhere. You can even see some bikes out the back there. Just for something else for the kids to do, we added a bike storage. The living room, oh, it just looks so crisp. I love it. I would chill here. I would hire this out as an Airbnb. Don't know if I would live in it with 8 Sims, but I absolutely adore it. We have the bathroom through here. Look at all those earthy tones. I love it. Candles again, obviously, but it's just so cute and it's so warm and inviting. I think that's the words to say here. It's warm, it's cozy. It just feels like a big hug downstairs, and I really enjoy that. We have the glass staircase over here, our little aquarium staircase. It's gorgeous, absolutely adorable. Gave us some extra tiles, which I like. And also it lets the light come in from outside. Because again, we don't really have windows down here other than that staircase and the skylight upstairs. You see the Ferris wheel in the background. Here we are upstairs. This is what the hallway looks like. So again, nice, bright and airy. I love it. We're going to go into the big room at the back first with the 2 teenagers and the infant. You can see all the clutter for their personality traits just trying to shine through a little bit there. We have the lantern on the windowsill, some makeup, a calendar, everything we could fit, we tried. And there's for the little infant as well. Hopefully they like help soothe the infant and stuff at night. Toddler's room, which is super cute. Again, you can't really see the walls right now, but you get the gist. And the parents' room with the baby. God knows what happens when this baby ages up. I don't know where it's sleeping. Keep it a baby. Keep it in the bassinet. But this is the garden as well. So this is the patio. I, again, would be quite happy to entertain people out here. You got the kids who can play on the swing sets. I just think it's adorable. And I love it so flippin' much. I would quite happily entertain. I would entertain it. I'd do it. And then there's the house, guys. What do you think? And there we have it, guys. Did you like it as much as I did? I I struggled to build tiny. If you couldn't tell, this is the maximum size a tiny house can be, and I think we did pretty good. I don't think it was too shabby. It was a lot more of a modern style than what we normally build, even if I did add in a country kitchen and a lot of plants. I still absolutely loved it. It's good to push yourself out of your comfort zone, I guess, into a different build style and build challenge, which is certainly did for us. If you want to see more AI challenges, make sure you hit subscribe and look out for future videos, and I will see you on the next one.